Well, the starters tell them to go, but nobody's keen to do so. But that's it. They're finally consented to start away in this important Otley hurdle, with just 5 runners now that Norfolk Air has defected, and it's Acquaint who's the first to show. Acquaint, ridden by his owner's son, the amateur Nicky Henderson, making the running, followed by the favourite Beacon Light. Then come Nougat and Sea Pigeon together, and last at the moment of the 5 is Gambling Prince. At the first flight, and it sees Acquaint in the lead, 3 or 4 lengths clear of Beacon Light, with Nougat in 3rd place, Sea Pigeon in 4th, and still last the 5 is Gambling Prince. Up towards the 2nd of the 8 flights of hurdles, and Acquaint still the leader, followed by Beacon Light in 2nd, Nougat took it 3rd, Sea Pigeon 4th, and Gambling Prince 5th. That's the order as they make their way up the Sandown Hill for the first time, with Acquaint having only his 2nd run this season in the lead, followed by Beacon Light, who's won his last 2. He's won 3 of his 4 races this term. Then come Nougat, Sea Pigeon having his first run since falling in the Colonial Cup in Camden, South Carolina, and last of the 5 still Gambling Prince. Gambling Prince running for the 4th time this season. Acquaint leads, Beacon Light is 2nd, Nougat 3rd, Sea Pigeon 4th, and still last is Gambling Prince. And the ground getting heavier and heavier all the time as they make their way around the top turn, where Acquaint still leads from Beacon Light in 2nd place, Nougat is 3rd, in 4th place, a close 4th is Sea Pigeon, and 5th and last is Gambling Prince. Running downhill and a long way to go before they get to the next flight of hurdles, and it's still Acquaint making the running, followed by Beacon Light in 2nd, then Nougat and Sea Pigeon, and last is still Gambling Prince. Gambling Prince trailing the field by some 4 or 5 lengths. There he is in your picture now. And so the turn on towards the back straight, where there are 4 flights of hurdles in front of them, and Acquaint continues in the lead, followed by the favourite Beacon Light in 2nd place. Beacon Light, a horse on the top of his form. In 3rd is Nougat. In 4th is Sea Pigeon, and still bringing up the rear, 5th and last is Gambling Prince. Over the 3rd, no change in the order, but Beacon Light hard held in 2nd, only a length and a half or so behind the leader Acquaint. In fact, all the runners closing right up now. Gambling Prince, who was some way off the pace just now, is now moved right up into 3rd spot now, ahead of both Nougat and Sea Pigeon. Sea Pigeon at the back of the field now, but a horse who likes to be held up to come with a turn of foot towards the end of the race. And now Beacon Light has quickly quickened to go on ahead of Acquaint. Beacon Light fairly sprinting away now. Beacon Light and Andy Turnell have got first run over the other 4. Nougat's in 2nd, Acquaint is 3rd. John Joe O'Neill doesn't want to be caught out here on Sea Pigeon. He's now moved up into 4th, and Gambling Prince is once again last of the 5. Beacon Light fairly squirting away down the far straight, jumping very quickly and fluently indeed to go into a lead of almost 15 lengths now from Nougat and Sea Pigeon. And so with roughly 7 furlongs to go in this Otley hurdle, it's Beacon Light who quickened up after the 3rd, who has a very long-looking lead indeed. In fact, virtually an unassailable lead, I'd say, at this point. Sea Pigeon now is being set alight and is going in hot pursuit into 2nd place and is beginning to close right up now on the leader. Nougat has been left in 3rd, then come Acquaint, who made the early running, and finally Gambling Prince. Rounding the home turn with Beacon Light racing up the far rails, Sea Pigeon on the near side. In fact, Beacon Light coming over now to join Sea Pigeon on the near side. So with just 2 flights to go, it's Beacon Light in the lead. Sea Pigeon having his first race for a very long time indeed. A very good 2nd now, and coming right up almost on terms with Beacon Light. These 2 have drawn clear of Nougat, Acquaint, and finally Gambling Prince. This is the 2nd flight from home in this Otley hurdle. Beacon Light over 1st, Sea Pigeon over 2nd, and not a lot between the 2 now. Sea Pigeon getting 4 pounds from Beacon Light. Nougat is 3rd, Acquaint is 4th, Gambling Prince is 5th. They're running for the 8th and final flight now. On the near side, Sea Pigeon, on the far side, Beacon Light. Over the last, it is Beacon Light still from Sea Pigeon. They're on the run for home. Beacon Light leads, Sea Pigeon being produced for his effort on the near side. There's not going to be much in it. The crowd really shouting these 2 home. It's Beacon Light and Andy Turnell on the far side. Sea Pigeon and John Joe O'Neill on the near side. Sea Pigeon's getting the upper hand now and racing up towards the line. Sea Pigeon's going to win it and give John Joe O'Neill his 96th win at the line. Sea Pigeon is the winner. Beacon Light is 2nd. Close for 3rd between Acquaint and Nougat. These 2 struggling for 3rd, with Nougat possibly just getting 3rd in front of Acquaint and Gambling Prince last of the 5. So a terrific battle between Beacon Light, who got first run on Sea Pigeon, but it was Sea Pigeon's blinding turn of finishing speed which won the day.
They're desperately close together. Both just gets his head in front, but Magnus fights back. Magnus in front again, coming to the line. Magnus is going to win it at the line. A photo finish.
I was very impressed with Golden Signet at Christmas, and I went to Edward to see was there any chance that Golden Signet could be bought. So he thought maybe there was a chance. So he went and inquired from the owners, and he wasn't for sale. But he recommended another horse in the yard that was Jacket Trumps, and he looked a fine, raw horse, you know, and Edward suggested maybe I should buy him, that he was owned by Pat Hogan, and he'd won at Leopardstown at Christmas, and he was no longer eligible for the Hunter Chases, so Pat would be interested in selling him. So I bought Jacket Trumps, and you know, he turned out to be a great servant. Give me a lot of fun and excitement.
Also, Kind of Prince, Moon Ranger has moved into contention now, and here they turn now into the straight with one flight of foes to jump, and the two principals have drawn away now, Midland Gale and Golden Signet. Golden Signet head down in chest on the right, on the left as they run a bit wide there is Midland Gale, and Golden Signet now takes the lead on the near side. They've got one flight of foes to jump, and it's Golden Signet who's in the lead. Niall Madden has a look over his shoulder as he goes on, takes the inside berth now with plenty to spare. Smiling Jim has moved into contention, but as they race down in the run to the finish, it is Golden Signet drawing right away now, and another impressive win for this Eddie O'Grady trained horse who has Cheltenham written all over him. The winner, Golden Signet, Smiling Jim is second, Midland Gale is third, then Moon Ranger a Casso, then comes Captain
Golden Signet and Western Rose, and any one of those could win it. And as they jump this, it's Double Bluff on the outside now, Golden Signet on the inner, Bootlace is in between the two, then Western Rose, and Golden Signet strikes the front now. It's Golden Signet and Niall Madden now, Double Bluff under pressure, Western Rose and Bootlaces as they race into the closing stages. Golden Signet is clear from Western Rose second, Bootlaces and Double Bluff. Golden Signet over, striding up towards the line. Western Rose jumped it next, and then Bootlaces and Double Bluff. And as they race into the closing stages on the Waterford Crystal Supreme Novice Hurdle, it's Golden Signet striding away to score a comfortable triumph for Alan. A really impressive victory this. Golden Signet strides to the line.
It's your usual lunch?
Yes, I think so. Yes, of course it is. Pint of beer and a plumman's lunch, yes.
No more than that?
No, don't need more.
Have you ever eaten more than that for lunch?
Rarely.
What would you say if I told you that you're probably doing the worst possible thing for your health by just having a highly calorific drink and a highly calorific lunch?
Wouldn't believe you. Wouldn't believe you. I think the point is that if I was to worry as much as you suggest I should about what I eat and drink, it would do me more harm than doing what I like.
Is this your idea of a lunch, a couple of pints of beer?
Yes, it is normally, because I deal with selling to customers, and I find these days that customers don't want to spend too long sitting down to a long lunch.
It's been suggested, in fact, that you're doing your health no good whatsoever with this sort of lunch, that you should eat something a bit healthier.
I'm smoking as well.
But would you keep going in the kind of work that you do on a pint of beer and a sandwich at lunchtime?
Well, I shouldn't. I shouldn't think I would, personally. But, you know, if you sat down, I don't see why you couldn't keep going on just a light meal like that. I mean, we're, you know, on the go from 8 o'clock in the morning till 11 o'clock at night, so, you know, really, that's not enough for us.
What drink is that?
Lager and blackcurrant.
Lager and blackcurrant. I've never heard of that. Thank you.
It's not going to kill you.
Looks as if it's like a Campari or a large Ribena. Not bad, is it? And is that your usual lunch?
Yeah.
And you've just had what, shepherd's pie there?
Shepherd's pie, potatoes, peas, a couple of pints of lager blackcurrant. That does mean lovely.
You say it does you lovely, but, I mean, do you feel pretty good in the afternoon as well?
Well, I don't work, so it doesn't do me any harm.
Do you ever feel sleepy after a drink at lunchtime?
Yes, I do sometimes.
Are you ever tired? Do you have headaches? Are you bad-tempered, irritable, maybe trembling a little in the afternoon?
No, I don't think so, but if ever I was, it got absolutely nothing to do with what I eat and drink.
Hill now in the Arkle Challenge Trophy with 3 left to jump, and it's straight row. and Tommy Carberry in the lead on straight row, being pressed by Alberton for England on the far side, with also for England in the centre Gathering Storm. Space Project not far behind them. This is the third last. Straight row lands in the lead from Gathering Storm and Alberton, and then Space Project. Zuru's a faller there. They're coming down now to the second last in the Aral Trophy, and it's Alberton who's coming there very strongly now to challenge straight row, then Space Project. Alberton and straight row together there, and straight row's gone. Straight row a faller. He's left Alberton and Space Project from Gathering Storm. They're rounding the home turn now, and as they do so, it's Alberton and Space Project. Alberton on the near side, Space Project on the far side, and Alberton and Graham Sauna take the lead as they come to the final fence in the Aral Trophy. It's Alberton from Space Project. Alberton with a 2-length advantage, jumps it well. Space Project on the far side. Alberton and Space Project as they race into the closing stages. Alberton and Space Project, and Alberton still holding Space Project. Space Project trying to get back to him, but he won't do it. Alberton is going to hold him, and at the line, Alberton wins the Aral Trophy. Second is Space Project. Another Dolly is third. Funny Baby 4 and 5, Gathering Storm and 6, Lime Tree Bay. 7 is Arbaloo and 8, 40 Lines. They're the only
from home. And it's Night Nurse still just in the lead from Monksfield, a very close second. Dramatist is third, Kaibo fourth, Sea Pigeon has moved up into fifth place, followed by Master Monday, then Coro, Scott and Beacon Light, then Bird's Nest, Prominent King, Melodon, and well behind them Decent Fella. They're almost at the third last hurdle now, and Night Nurse is on the inside of Monksfield, then Sea Pigeon on the outside of Dramatist and Master Monday, followed by Beacon Light and Kaibo, and then Bird's Nest. And as they run down to the second last flight of hurdles, Night Nurse on the inside of Monksfield, then comes Master Monday and Sea Pigeon. Not much between those four. They're followed by Dramatist and Beacon Light. But just in the lead there was Monksfield as they come up towards the final turn, and it's Monksfield from Master Monday, Sea Pigeon on the outside, Night Nurse on the rails in fourth now, Dramatist in fifth, Beacon Light making headway in sixth. But as they come towards the final flight, it's Monksfield in the lead, strongly challenged by Sea Pigeon. Those two are going clear of Master Monday over the final flight, and it's Monksfield in the lead on the run-in. Monksfield the leader definitely as they go up towards the final furlong. Sea Pigeon hard at it in second place, making no impression. And Night Nurse running on again strongly in third place, but close home, and it's Monksfield clear from Sea Pigeon in second, Night Nurse in third, and Beacon Light fourth.
First, number 10, second, number 13, and third, number 11.
Running downhill now towards the fourth from home in the Piper Champagne Gold Cup, and it's Fort Devon from Royal Frolic, Midnight Court, Cancello and Master H, these five. Little between the leading duo there, Fort Devon and Royal Frolic, with Midnight Court and John Frankham just in behind them. Then just behind them come Master H, behind Master H, Cancello, and then Bachelor's Hall improving with Brown Lad, 3 from home now. Royal Frolic and Fort Devon almost together there from Midnight Court, then Frankham bidding for compensation for that defeat in the Daily Express Triumph Hurdle as he comes to the second last to try and win Fred Winter his first Gold Cup. He comes to the second last, well clear, jumps it well. It's Midnight Court going away now from Royal Frolic and Fort Devon. Then comes Master H and Bachelor's Hall coming to the last fence now, and Midnight Court is only going to jump it. He jumps it well and strides away from it to a great roar. Royal Frolic has fallen at the last, and as they race up towards the line, Midnight Court going away from the remainder. Brown Lad's putting in a tremendous run, so's Bachelor's Hall and Master H, but as they come up towards the line, it's Midnight Court well clear. He wins the Piper Champagne Gold Cup. Midnight Court wins it. It's a photo between Brown Lad and Bachelor's Hall and Master H for second, third and fourth.
Back in third. Another Dolly though still with the advantage on these turns too, on this very sharp circuit as they come down to the next. 4 out and another Dolly in the lead from Max Chariot. Coming down now to the third last fence in this Gillette Trophy.
Another Dolly, Max Chariot and Rathgorman. Third last, together. Max Chariot and another Dolly, then Rathgorman. Rathgorman not out of it either. Rathgorman coming out strongly with his white face nearest to us. They come down to the second last. Rathgorman touches down in the lead there, and it's Rathgorman from another Dolly and Max Chariot. And as they come down to the final fence, it's Rathgorman from another Dolly. Rathgorman in the lead from another Dolly and Max Chariot. Rathgorman is over from another Dolly second and Max Chariot third, and racing into the closing stages. And it's Rathgorman from another Dolly. Rathgorman and Paddy Kiley from another Dolly. And John Burke as they race towards the line. Another Dolly fighting back as they come to the line. Another Dolly's going to get up. And as they come to the line, another Dolly snatches it back out of the fire. Another Dolly wins into the second last fence now in the Sun Ratings Handicap Chase. Stone Thrower and Party Line being pressed by Even Melody, then Kilmacalogue, and then Tom Morgan, and any of those could win it. As they come down towards the last fence now, Even Melody coming there strongly on the stand side, being chased by Tom Morgan. Over on the far side is Kilmacalogue with Stone Thrower weakening, and Even Melody jumped out in the lead. It's Even Melody on the near side. Stone Thrower fighting back. Kilmacalogue on the far side. Kilmacalogue and Even Melody as they race up towards the line. Tom Morgan trying to get in the picture. Stone Thrower fighting back too, but it's Even Melody from Stone Thrower and Kilmacalogue. Kilmacalogue fighting his way to the front as they come to the line. It's Kilmacalogue and Even Melody in a photo finish. A photo between Even Melody and Kilmacalogue, and third, just behind them was Stone Thrower, then Tom Morgan and Party Line behind.
I'm not supposed to be here.
But you are here.
Well, you guys made a mistake.
There is no mistake. I want to check out on Joseph Pendleton. When is he due to arrive at this way station?
Pendleton Joseph, due to arrive 10:17 a.m., March 20th of the year 2025.
To the next flight now, number 7, Night Nurse from Monksfield. Night Nurse not too fluent at that one. Cooch Bahar third, Mr. Kildare 4, Master Monday 5, and Kaibo 6. Coming to the 8th, Night Nurse from Monksfield. Mr. Kildare on the outside. He was brilliant there, the ex-champion, and Mr. Kildare wasn't quite so fluent at that one, but he's going up on the outside of Master Monday. Coming to the 9th, Monksfield and Night Nurse together. From Master Monday, Mr. Kildare, then Kaibo and Cooch Bahar, and they're beginning the left-hand swing now. Night Nurse on the inside of Monksfield, and these two a long way clear of Mr. Kildare, who's under pressure now, trying to get on terms with Master Monday, but got a lot of ground to make up on the two leaders as they race towards the home turn with just 3 flights left to jump in the Templegate hurdle. Night Nurse under pressure, and it's Monksfield and Desi Hughes from John Joe O'Neill on Night Nurse. Then comes Master Monday. Kaibo is improving well, but Mr. Kildare not making any progress at the moment, coming down to the 3rd last, and it's Monksfield on the near side from Night Nurse. Monksfield, who's taken it up now, the reigning champion from Night Nurse. Kaibo's making very good progress with Master Monday. And then comes Mr. Kildare. They're coming down to the 2nd last now, and it's Monksfield, who dead-heated last year with Night Nurse, with the advantage now at the 2nd last. Night Nurse jumps it 2nd, then Kaibo 3rd, and they're coming down to the final flight now in the Templegate hurdle, and it's Monksfield from Night Nurse, but not so much in it now. Monksfield jumps it in the lead, Night Nurse jumps it 2nd, Kaibo jumps it 3rd, and as they race into the closing stages, it's little Monksfield from Night Nurse and Kaibo. A furlong to run now in the Templegate hurdle, and Monksfield from Night Nurse. Night Nurse putting in a great challenge on the near side, but Monksfield over on the far side holding him. They're racing up towards the line. It's Monksfield from Night Nurse. Monksfield's going to hold him at the line. Monksfield's winning. Night Nurse is 2nd. 3rd is Kaibo. Just coming up to the line in 4th is Mr. Kildare. 5 Master Monday, and 6th and last was Cooch Bahar. And so the result of the Templegate hurdle, first number 1, Monksfield.
One of the few obvious miseries in your career so far came in 1978 when you were suspended by the stewards of the Jockey Club for supplying information to John Banks, the bookmaker and gambler. When you look back on that episode, what are your feelings about it?
Well, I was suspended for 3 months, and I think John was suspended for 2 years. All I can say, in my opinion on the matter, was that I never ever said anything to John that I wouldn't have said to him in front of any of our owners, and I never ever did anything which I shouldn't. I was very surprised when they suspended him for 2 years. It was completely out of all proportion. to what they said or what they implied they thought we'd been doing. I said at the time, but never said anything or did anything that I shouldn't have done.
There we are, coming to the second at a good pace. This fella really taking hold as he sees it. Whoa, not too bad.
This is the one, isn't it?
This is Pigeon, John, yep.
You've got to mind the step. Whoa, I called a bit of a cab.
Nearly bit the dust there.
Now, don't you bloody well start coming in on me either.
Well, let's cut out and cut right in over the corner as it should be done. We'll show these younger jockeys how it should be done.
Not bad.
Oh, not bad.
And Brown Admiral on his outside, then comes Mick de Seabright and Nerio, who made a mistake there. Then comes Roman Barr being ridden along the Songwriter, lean forward in the Pill Garlic. Then comes Coolidge Hall as they clear Valentine's for the second time, with Sebastian still clear. Only by a length, though, from Lucius in second. In third is Drumrow, and in fourth, going really well still is Lord Browndodd. Then Mick de Seabright in the Songwriter. Then the Pill Garlic, and over that one, all the leaders over it as we rejoin John Hammer.
And it's Sebastian and Lucius from Mickley Seabright, Lord Browndodd, Drumrow in the Pilgarlic, Roman Barr, the Songwriter, Coolidge Hall, and Brown Admiral as they jump the next. And Sebastian over first, Lucius second, Lord Browndodd third, then Mickley Seabright, Drumrow in the Pilgarlic, Coolidge Hall, then the Songwriter, Roman Barr, Brown Admiral, Nerio, and lean forward, then Tamerlane. And as they jump the next, it's Sebastian over first from Lucius, Lord Browndodd going up now into second place ahead of Lucius. Then comes Mickley Seabright, the Pilgarlic, Coolidge Hall, then Drumrow losing ground, then the Songwriter, Roman Barr, Nerio, Tamerlane making ground under pressure, then Brown Admiral, Golden Win and lean forward, and as they go across the Melling Road with two to jump, it's Sebastian in the lead from Lucius, Lord Browndodd, Mickley Seabright, and over to Peter O'Sullivan.
Sebastian still from Lucius, just in behind them, Lord Browndodd going well, then comes the Pilgarlic, then Mickley Seabright, then Coolidge Hall, and these are ahead of Drumrowan, and behind them the Songwriter as they come down now to the second last fence in the National. Sebastian being pressed again by Lucius, Lord Browndodd on the far side, but Sebastian with the advantage. Coolidge Hall and coming there very fast too on the outside. Sebastian's going to jump it in the lead with the sheepskin noseband. Sebastian from Lord Browndodd, Coolidge Hall and Lucius. Then just in behind them the Pilgarlic. Drumrowan's not out of it. Then Mickley Seabright as they come to the final fence in the National. And it's Sebastian. Sebastian and Ridley Lamb over from Bob Davies on Lucius. Then comes John Frankham and Coolidge Hall. Martin O'Halloran putting in a great run on the near side. But it's Sebastian from Lucius and Coolidge Hall. Then Drumrowan. And then comes the Pilgarlic putting in a fine run just in behind them too. They're coming to the elbow now with just over a furlong to run. And it's Lucius and Bob Davies now just taking a fraction advantage. The Pilgarlic running fast on the far side, but it's Lucius from Sebastian as they race into the closing stages. Lucius from Sebastian with Drumrowan putting in a tremendous finish, but at the line Lucius wins the National. Sebastian is second, Drumrowan third, Pilgarlic next, and behind here is Coolidge Hall, and then came Mickley Seabright and Lord Browndodd and the Songwriter. Behind them Roman Barr. Behind Roman Barr was
is Rubstick in the lead. From King Kong in second place, Sebastian is third, Current Gold 4, Cottage Queen 5. Then comes John Rowan in sixth place, a gap after that to Peter Scott. Then comes Hidden Talent, and also on the outside Mount Hooley. Game Gentleman comes next with Tessie's Boy, Scorton Boy, and the last one to turn into straight will be Tarsis, or with the exception there's a few stragglers, and they are Bullabaloo, Canterbet, and then finally comes Spacer. But they have three to go, and it's King Kong on the near side, and on the far side right there is Rubstick, and it's between those two, and they touch down together. Current Gold still makes ground in the third. Sebastian looks to be beaten. They have one to go, and it's Peter Craggs on King Kong on the near side. David Gordon being Current Gold on the far side. Between them is Rubstick. They have one to go as they run now towards the final fence. It's King Kong now going into the lead, and he's drawn away from Rubstick. Current Gold's in third place. They're running now into the final fence, and it's King Kong going to take it in the lead. He's up and over safely from Rubstick and Current Gold. They've got about 150 yards still to go, and it's King Kong drawn away from Rubstick. 50 yards to go, and it's King Kong coming up the line to win it for Peter Craggs. In second place will be Rubstick, in front of Current Gold, a gap after that Drumrowan, then finishing his Tessie.
I always wanted to do a piano instrumental, and it's called Song for Guy. It's a song about death.
Really? I mean, what circumstance? I mean, what was it?
I wrote it. It's very strange. I wrote it on a Sunday, and my heart stood still. To do run, 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 to do run, run, and I knew what it was about. It was a song about when you're dying and your spirit leaving your body right at the end of the song. I'm fascinated by death. I've written a thing called Funeral for a Friend and lots of other things like that. But I just didn't know what to call it. On the Monday morning, we found out the office boy had been killed on his motorbike that very same day. So that's why his name was Guy, and that's why it's called Song for Guy. It wasn't written after we found out that he died. It was unfortunately written more or less the same day that he had this unfortunate accident. Tragic, really, but it was perfect for what I wanted to sell.
3 furlongs to run. Fast Score on the inside, another taxi on the outside, and look at him cruise in there in the second. Golden Signet in there in the centre. Here he comes to the second last now, and it's Golden Signet lengthening his stride as he strolls over that one, and here he comes. It's Golden Signet. Fast Score is under pressure. Another taxi is under pressure, but Golden Signet is not. Here he comes now to the final flight, and for the first time Neil Madden lets him stride out, and he doesn't ask him, he just lets him, and away he goes, and the crowd rising to this performance. Why, a truly future champion. Golden Signet going away to win in a common canter, and there's nothing common about him except the canter by which he has won. In second place, his stable companion, another taxi. In third place comes Fast Score, but for the record, coming to the third fence from home, and it's Brown Lad and Sandpit together. Jerry Dowd and Brown Lad, Sandpit along the inside. They are together as they rise from this one, and coming away from it, it's Brown Lad. He's getting ready now to turn into the straight with 2 fences to jump. Jerry Dowd coaxing him 1 minute, driving him another, but Sandpit coming back into contention now, and very strong contention as Sandpit with Paddy Kiley takes the lead on the left with 2 fences to go. Franturi is in third place, but here they come now to the second last. They're over it together, and it's Brown Lad on the right and Sandpit on the left. They are racing now to the final fence. They have 100 yards to go to it. Brown Lad is just the leader, but he's got 12 stone 2 on his back. Here he comes now to the last. They're up, they're over together, and Brown Lad bobbles a little bit on landing, but as they race to the finish now, it's Brown Lad on the right in the white cap, Sandpit on the far side. They're racing down with 100 yards to go, and the king is going to win, the king of Fairy House. Brown Lad has won. Yes, he's made history. The third time for Brown Lad to win a national here at Fairy House. He's beaten Sandpit. Franturi is in third.
Seventh Son, who's made much of the running right up to this point, has now been headed by Winter Melody, and it's Winter Melody on the far side. Night Nurse in the centre. They jump the second from home, but it's Night Nurse who just jumps down in the lead from Winter Melody on the far side. Golden Signet Brown comes right there with a chance. Sea Pigeon also eating up the ground as they come now into the final flight. And so Golden Signet is gone there, and Golden Signet has fallen. That left Night Nurse in a clear lead. There's Night Nurse in the lead from Winter Melody, Sea Pigeon, Seventh Son and Beacon Light. They've got about 150 yards still to go, and it's Night Nurse holding the lead, but Sea Pigeon trying hard to get on terms. They've got about 50 yards still to go, and it's Sea Pigeon putting in a tremendous run on the near side, and he's done it. He's won the Scottish Champion hurdle for the second year running.
Spartan Missile made a slight mistake there, but that's the first one I've seen him make. The top weight Fort Devon is close up behind them. So is Fort Fox in second place, running a marvellous race for Ireland. And April the 7th, the past winner of this race, is still there too. Another Dolly didn't jump that well, about 6th place, 6th back behind. Fort Devon got a reminder, swished his tail in advance in response, but it's Strombolus from April 7th, Fort Fox, Spartan Missile going really well on the outside now. Pinged that was the water. And now as they come to the 3 railway fences, Jane Thorne's in third place on Spartan Missile, just about the ideal place. My fingers are tightly crossed for her. Over to you, John.
And Shifting Gold has fallen, so too has Royal Epic. Meanwhile, the leaders are still Strombolus from April 7th and Spartan Missile. That's the leading 3 as they come to the next. And they're followed over that one by another Dolly. Then comes Fort Devon, immediately pressed by Park House. Then comes Fort Fox, but as they come now to the last on the far side, Spartan Missile looks a real good thing here, because he's now gone into the lead from Strombolus in second place. April 7th is then third. Then comes Fort Devon in fourth place, accompanied by Park House, and that group of 5 now got clear of the remainder, who are headed by another Dolly. So they're running now towards the pond fence. Strombolus nearest the rails, and Spartan Missile on the outer. Then comes April 7th under pressure from Andy Turner in third place. The leading three are then followed by Parkhouse. Then comes Port Devon, but they're running now towards the third last. And as little to choose once again between Strombolus and Spartan Missile. They jump it together, and so they have 2 to go as they swing now for home. Strombolus going the shorter way home. Is in the lead now as they come now towards the penultimate fence of the Whitbread Gold Cup. Is Strombolus in the lead. Tommy Stack, Jane Thorne on the outer, with Spartan Missile, and those are over safely from Parkhouse. April 7th in 5th place is Current Gold running on, but they have 1 to go. It's Strombolus from Spartan Missile on the near side. Parkhouse continues to make ground, but this is the last bend, and it's Strombolus over in the lead from Spartan Missile. Then comes Parkhouse and April 7th. They got about 200 yards still to go, and it's Strombolus holding the lead from Spartan Missile, and Parkhouse putting in a run, but Strombolus is going to hang on to the lead as they come towards the line. Strombolus wins it from Spartan Missile. Parkhouse, April 7th.
I can't seem to face up to the facts. I'm tense and nervous and I can't relax. I can't sleep cause my bed's on fire. Don't touch me, I'm a real live wire. Psycho killer, qu'est-ce que c'est? Far better. Run, 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 run away. Psycho killer, qu'est-ce que c'est? Far better. Run, 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 run away. Oh, 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 You start a conversation and you can't even finish it. You're talking a lot, but you're not saying anything. When I have nothing to say, my lips are sealed. Say something once, why say it again? Psycho killer, qu'est-ce que c'est? Far better. Run, 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 run away.
And it's Night Nurse, the dual champion in the lead, from Winter Melody in second. Then comes Paddy Barlow in third. Just behind Paddy Barlow, Prousto making very significant progress. Then comes Rust Hall. Behind Rust Hall is Lovely Bio. Beacon Light is making progress too. And Monksfield's just behind them as they come down now towards the third last in the Royal Dolton hurdle. And it's Night Nurse being pressed by Winter Melody on the far side. Paddy Barlow for Ireland and Prousto coming there strongly on the near side. Then comes Monksfield. Sea Pigeon trying to get on terms with them, coming down to the second last now. And it's Paddy Barlow and Night Nurse from Prousto under pressure. Then comes Gambling Prince. Behind Gambling Prince is Beacon Light. Coming down now to the second last flight, and as they do so, Night Nurse being pressed by Paddy Barlow. Royal Gay coming there with a very strong run. Prousto, Beacon Light just in behind Beacon Light, Gambling Prince. Then comes Monksfield, and then Sea Pigeon trying to get on terms with them. They've got 2 furlongs left to run, and it's Gambling Prince, Night Nurse, Royal Gay, Monksfield coming there strongly too. Then Beacon Light coming down to the final flight now. Royal Gay is travelling the strongest. It's Royal Gay on the far side, lands just in the lead from Monksfield and Gambling Prince, racing into the closing stages in the Royal Dolton hurdle, and it's Royal Gay from Monksfield. Monksfield putting in a tremendous challenge. Royal Gay holding him as they come to the line. Royal Gay wins the Royal Dolton. Monksfield is second and Night Nurse is third.
On the rails, it's Noble Venture. Petronisi is up there in the centre, blinkered. Then comes Captain's Wings, Yamadori. After these comes Sunset Value and Glorified. Then Blustery bidding to win it for the second year running. A quarter of a mile to go. Noble Venture being pressed now by Yamadori on the inside rails. Then Captain's Wings, Sunset Value. The weakening Petronisi, then Blustery and Repping Castle. Coming now down towards the distance, and it's just Yamadori from the favourite Captain's Wings. These two from Noble Venture. Well inside the final furlong. Yamadori being strongly pressed now by Captain's Wings. Yamadori just hanging on from Captain's Wings. It's touch and go between the two. Captain's Wings getting up on the near side. It's going to be a photo at the line, a photo finish between
Captain. On the starters' orders, and they're off. And as they break out of the stalls, You Be Dizzy, Bold Boy, Manor Farm Boy on the far side, but it's Bold Boy on the near side who makes it. And then comes You Be Dizzy, and also Equal Opportunity. And so running through the first furlong, Bold Boy continues to lead from Equal Opportunity, although there's little issues between those two, and then also showing good early speed on the far side, Manor Farm Boy. But it's Equal Opportunity, You Be Dizzy, Bold Boy on the near side, and then comes Manor Farm Boy. They're running now towards the final 3 furlongs, Equal Opportunity, Bold Boy right on the stands rails, then comes Manor Farm Boy and You Be Dizzy on the far side, then right up the centre goes Zero Fighter, but it's Bold Boy on the near side, the fractional leader now from Equal Opportunity, then comes Abs trying hard to get on terms, Manor Farm Boy on the far side with Jamison and You Be Dizzy, but they come now towards the bushes, on towards the final quarter mile, and it's Willie Castle on Bold Boy in the lead, being pressed all the while by Abs towards the centre, You Be Dizzy, and the two on the far side, Jamison, and under pressure on the far side, losing Fisher's Manor Farm Boy. But it's Bold Boy still the leader on the near side, strongly pressed all the time by You Be Dizzy and Jamison. They have about 100 yards still to go, and Bold Boy is going to do it. He's going to win the race for the 4th time running as they come up towards the line. Bold Boy is a winner from You Be Dizzy, Jamison, Manor Farm Boy.
Remember his 2 great runs in the Classics?
He stuck out in more ways than one, Remainder Man. He was a very flashy chestnut, lots of white about him, flaxen tail. There he is in 4th. This is one of the first indications that he was a real elite horse.
78 guineas this one.
Yeah, Roland Gardens is either.
Yeah, Roland Gardens won the guineas, and he gets up right on the line, finished second.
Nearly all of the 92 Football League clubs have some sort of deal with strip manufacturers, mainly firms like Adidas, with that well-known 3 stripes, Admiral and its nautical logo, Umbro with a diamond, and a relative newcomer, Buckter, with its stylised bucks. These deals are reflected directly in our high street shops. Parents with children who support Liverpool are relatively lucky. This boy's strip, shorts, shirt and socks by Umbro, is recommended to retail at £6.50, although markups well above that are not uncommon. But Manchester United's away strip by Admiral cost £10.30, and that's for a young supporter. And Southampton's strip, again by Admiral, £11.70. Admiral don't even bother making a plain strip, but you could get this one from Buckter for only £5.43. That's over 100% difference in price for trivial changes in design and little or no difference in quality. And there is a second wrinkle. Clubs are persuaded to change their strips from time to time, even yearly in some cases, and no self-respecting fan will be seen dead in last year's kit.
Well, there'll be no late scares. Pat Jennings in goal, Rice, Nelson, Price, O'Leary, Young, Brady, Sunderland, MacDonald, Stapleton, Hudson, and the substitute is Ricks with the manager, Terry Neal, the Gunners. Paul Cooper in goal for Ipswich, Burley and Mills, Talbot, Dynamo in the middle of the field, Alan Hunter and Kevin Beattie, the 2 big strong men at the back, Roger Osborne, who might well be the man who has to mark Liam Brady out of the game, John Wark, brilliant in midfield, Paul Mariner, the man they'll look for goals, young David Geddes, 19, the youngest player on the field, and Clive Woods, who will parade down the touchline with their substitute Mick Lambert and the manager.
But then looking at Arsenal, they don't look particularly healthy themselves. But that type of game is better to go a long way.
Woods popping up on the far side now. Here he goes. Again it breaks for him. This time for young David Geddes.
Oh, he's gone past Nelson. Across the face of the goal. That's got to be it, and it is it. Roger Osborne has made the breakthrough.
That's the first bit of luck in front of goals that they've had. A great break by Roger Osborne here. Beautiful ball. Willie Young can only stop the ball and play it in front of, who is it?
Osborne.
Osborne, who made the break on Geddes on the far side, wasn't it?
Here we go again.
Great break.
Clive Wood, or rather Geddes with the break. Played out again by Willie Young. And thank you very much.
Gemmell. Good play by Gemmell, and again. 3-1. A brilliant individual goal by this hard little professional has put Scotland in dreamland. The miracle is beginning to happen. They need one more to qualify. And Gemmell, first one, then two. Then he faced up his own player and another defender. He was clear, and finishing like this is lethal. All his experience.
And then Palmerston, behind Palmerston is Assured, behind Assured, see Pigeon making ground, then see Mark and Tony and Martinelli making a bit of progress, and finally Nationwide. Right over the far side once again, and it's Newgate from Romeover, Man Alive, Ativo, Fiery Copper, and Epilogue going well. Behind Epilogue, Assured getting into the picture now. Then comes Palmerston, losing a little bit of ground at this point. And it's still Newgate, though, taking him along. Over the far side, Newgate from the grey, Man Alive going second now. Then comes Fiery Copper. Then Ativo making ground on the outside with Assured joining him too, and Assured, in fact, taking fifth place off him, and it's Man Alive now from Newgate. Then comes Assured, then Fiery Copper, then Palmerston making good ground with Ativo, and Sea Pigeon, last year's winner, coming there well as they're racing towards the home turn in the Chester Cup, and it's Man Alive the grey from Assured. Nationwide is coming there strongly, just in behind Nationwide, Sea Pigeon going well, then comes Palmerston, then Fiery Copper, Newgate and Ativo as they round the home turn in the Chester Cup, and it's Assured who's gone to the front now. Assured from Nationwide, then comes Man Alive the grey, just behind Man Alive is Palmerston, then comes Ativo, and it's Assured now from the 8-year-old Sea Pigeon putting in a great run, then comes Nationwide, but it's Assured from Sea Pigeon. Sea Pigeon beginning to get up, but they race into the closing stages. Sea Pigeon is going to win it again, and that's the line. Sea Pigeon wins the Chester Cup, second Assured and third Nationwide, four Palmerston and five Ativo. Then comes Sea Mark and Martinelli and Man Alive, and then Epilogue and Tony behind. Tony is Fiery Copper, behind Fiery Copper.
This year's Wimbledon will be the biggest. There are more matches, more players and more prize money than ever before. With just 3 days to go, workmen are now putting the finishing touches. As usual, Wimbledon will be a colourful occasion for the 300,000 tennis fans expected during the 2 weeks of the championships. Unfortunately, the threat of a television blackout by post office engineers has now been lifted. Wimbledon, of course, remains the world's #1 tennis tournament. And with over £250,000 in prize money this year, the championships have once again lured the world's top players. But with so much money now involved, Wimbledon has become big business. A business that will grow even more in the years ahead. Special debenture tickets, for instance, have this week been the target for bidding among stock market dealers. Anyone prepared to invest around £6,000 in the company owning Wimbledon is guaranteed a centre court seat every day of the championships until 1985. 4 new courts are being built with the £5 million the company expects to raise. Also a luxury restaurant for the exclusive use of debenture holders. Their tickets work out at £60 a day, but this year even the public seats are more expensive at over £5 each. Wimbledon's price increase inevitably follows the players' 20% pay rise. In 10 years, the total prize money has multiplied 10 times. Are the players then satisfied with what they're being paid?
Well, to tell you the truth, I don't think anybody even worries about that. I mean, I've never heard anybody complain about Wimbledon prize money. I don't even know what I earn, even if I lose there first, second round or third. I mean, it doesn't bother me at all, and I think most of the players feel the same thing. It's Wimbledon. You play for nothing.
So, unless the wretched weather which has disrupted this week's tournament at Queen's Club London continues, then Monday could see the start of one of the most exciting championships in Wimbledon's history.
The second jewel of horse racing's Triple Crown on ABC. The Preakness Stakes. Steve Coughlin rides Kentucky Derby winner Affirmed against rival Aladar in a challenge of fast thoroughbreds. Live from Pimlico, Saturday on ABC.
Right there as they come past the stands for the first time, it's Affirmed on the outside. Track Reward along the rail. They match stride. Indigo Star on the outside. Believe it. Along the rail. 2 lengths back in 4th place. Then it's Noontime Spender. Alidar and Daxess trail. They swing around the clubhouse turn. Track Reward along the rail with a slight lead. Affirmed on the outside. They match strides as they go to the backstretch. Down along the inside, Believe It racing third, 2 lengths back. Then it's Noontime Spender. On the outside, Indigo Star. Then it's Alidar and Daxess. They straighten away down the backstretch. Affirmed is taken charge by 3/4 of a length. Along the inside, Track Reward. Believe It coming on third on the outside. Noontime Spender racing fourth. Up on the outside, Alidar making a move as they approach the half-mile pole. Along the inside, it's Indigo Star and Daxess trails. They race on to the half-mile pole. It's Affirmed showing the way. The outside, Noontime Spender. Right there, Believe It in third place. Alidar races up on the outside. They've got 3/8 of a mile to run. And it's Affirmed holding the lead by a length. Noontime Spender's right there along the rail. Believe It coming on. Alidar charging up on the outside, making his rush. They come to the top of the stretch. Affirmed has the lead by a half a length. Alidar's on the outside. Along the rail, Believe It. They're into the stretch. 3/16 of a mile to go. Affirmed holds that lead. Alidar up on the outside to join the leaders. They come on down to the 8th pole. It's Alidar on the outside. Affirmed along the rail. Inside the 8th pole, it's Affirmed holding a slight lead. Alidar's charging at him. Coming on to the 16th pole. It's Affirmed. Alidar on the outside. They come on down to the finish. Affirmed and Alidar.
It is still Affirmed as they come to the quarter pole. He's holding on to a head lead. Alidar is outside of him and challenging that lead. The two are heads apart, and Alidar's got a lead. Alidar put a head in front, right in the middle of the stretch. It's Alidar and Affirmed battling back along the inside. We'll test these two to the wire. Affirmed under a left-hand whip. Alidar on the outside driving. Affirmed and Alidar heads apart. Affirmed's got a nose in front as they come onto the wire.
I'd just like to say thanks so much to the Wilsons, to trainer Les. He's a great, and it's great to be associated with him. And thanks to my parents, my family, they all came to see me today, and they're here with me. And it's a tremendous feeling. I didn't realize how good it feels until after the race, but it's something else.
Yes, in fact, Remained a Man the last to go in, and that seems to be it. He's gone in sweetly. They're under starter's orders, and they're off, and Tarzan is the first to go on. And so Tarzan, the early pacemaker, being followed by Julian Mariner. Then comes Shirley Heights in front of Sexton Blake. Remained a Man up on the far side in 5th, and bringing up the rear in the early stages, Lester Pickett on Persian Bold. And so Tarzan and Steve Cottle setting the pace from Shirley Heights, with just in front of him Julian Mariner. In 4th place is Sexton Blake, followed by Remainder Man. Then comes Lenigan with Leonardo da Vinci, Taxiarchus, and finally Persian Bold. They come now to the mile from home marker. Tarzan still in the lead from Shirley Heights next to the rails. Julian Mariner on the far side. Sexton Blake's in front of Remainder Man. Then comes Leonardo da Vinci, followed by Lenigan, Taxiarchus, and then finally Persian Bold. So they continue around that bottom turn, and Tarzan still the pacemaker to his stable companion Julian Mariner, who raced on the far side of Shirley Heights. They're 2nd and 3rd. A gap of about a couple of lengths then to going up on the outside is Lenigan in front of Sexton Blake. They in turn are then followed by Remainder Man, Taxiarchus, Leonardo da Vinci, and still bringing up the rear is Persian Bold. And so at about 5 furlongs still to run is still Tarzan in the lead, being followed by Julian Mariner, Shirley Heights, Lenigan on the outside, Sexton Blake on the inner. Just in behind and towards the outside comes Taxiarchus, then comes Remainder Man, Leonardo da Vinci, and finally Persian Bold. But they have half a mile still to run, and it's Tarzan still the leader from Juliet Mariner, Shirley Heights, and towards the outside the Irish challenger Lenigan, who's now under pressure and also beginning to make up ground patterning on Leonardo da Vinci. They pass the 3 furlong from home marker now, and it's the stable companions Julian Mariner nearest the rails, Tarzan and Shirley Heights. That's the leading 3. Sexton Saxon Blake just in behind them. Leonardo da Vinci now being unleashed towards the outer to make his run, but they have inside the final quarter mile, and it's Shirley Heights and Julian Mariner. These two are battling it out. Saxon Blake, Leonardo da Vinci and Remainder Man. They're running now towards the final furlong, and it's Shirley Heights on the near side, Julian Mariner on the far side. It's between these two. Leonardo da Vinci is not going to get there because Shirley Heights is running on strongly. They got about 50 yards still to go, and it's Shirley Heights absolutely coasting through to an impressive victory over Julian Mariner. Then comes Saxon Blake, Remainder Man, Leonardo da Vinci, followed by Taxiarchus, Persian Foe, Danigan, and then finally the last one over the line, the early pacemaker.
In the 1978 Derby, Sangster's colours were carried by Hawaiian Sound, trained at Lambourne by Barry Hills. To partner Hawaiian Sound, Sangster flew over the legendary American jockey Willie Shoemaker, who'd never set foot on the Epsom course before. Hawaiian Sound had been second in the Chester Vase to Icelandic. With Sangster's Try My Best, a 3-year-old flop, Lester Piggott was riding Inkerman, a last-minute substitute for Vincent O'Brien. But the real favourites for the 1978 race were Greville Starkey's mount Shirley Heights, an 8-to-1 shot who'd won the Dante Stakes at York from subsequent St Leger winner Julian Mariner, and the other Barry Hills trained colt, Sexton Blake, who'd been third in the same race.
And then comes
Shirley Heights, who was trained at Arundel by John Dunlop, had also beaten Ile de Bourbon at Newmarket.
To lead still from in second place Camacho, then in third place Julian
Inkerman was to prove a poor standard bearer for the Ballydoyle stable, but the terrific climax to the race did serve to demonstrate that not only Piggott could ride a thrilling Derby finish.
Just in behind him. We have a quarter mile still to go, and it's Willie Shoemaker on Hawaiian Sound in the lead from Remainder Man. Picking out ground on the outside is Pajama Hunt. Then comes Shirley Heights and Julian Mariner. I don't think going to find any more. They're coming now towards the final furlong. It's Hawaiian Sound still holding Remainder Man, and Shirley Heights going with a tremendous run on the far side. They've got about 100 yards still to go. It's Hawaiian Sound on the near side, Shirley Heights on the near side, and it's Shirley Heights who gets up at the last try to win it from Hawaiian Sound. Remainder Man.
Not for the first time, Willie Shoemaker had shown his extraordinary ability to adapt to any riding conditions in the world, and to improve a horse's performance at least 7 pounds on his previous race. Shirley Heights' tenacious victory was also an outstanding success for his sire, the 1971 Derby hero Mill Reef, who also sired the French Derby winner in the same season.
Still the leader from Crow, going well in second place. Balmerino just been taken up there by Greville Starkey. Monseigneur also under pressure in Lester Piggott. And now Crow takes it up with a furlong and a half to go. And is Crow now the leader? From Smuggler is finding no more. Balmerino has also got a lot to do. But they're coming now at the final furlong. And is Crow in the lead from Balmerino and Smuggler. And they're well clear of Monseigneur. And it looks as though Crow's going to win the Coronation Cup. He's got about 2 or 3 lengths of advantage as they come up towards the line. He's a well and worthy winner, is Crow, from Balmerino. Taken along from Tartan Pimpernel, Vestal Virgin, then just in behind them Princess Everly, then comes Dancing Maid, Miss No Name just in behind them, so too is Safada, and the last 3 in the early stages, Serafima, Langness and Fiordaligi. And so they've got about 1.25 miles still to go. Vestal Virgin and Green Girl, these two disputed in front of Tartan Pimpernel, Fair Salinia, Princess Everly up in 5th place, and the leading 5 are then followed by Miss No Name, then comes Langness, and also making ground to join the leaders is Dancing Maid. They have just over 1 mile to go, and it's Green Girl still just in the lead from Vestal Virgin, Tartan Pimpernel, Princess Everly, then comes Fair Salinia racing with Dancing Maid. Just in behind them comes Miss No Name, and still towards the rear of the field is Suni, and still the back mark is Fiordaligi. And so they have about 7 furlongs still to go. And it's Green Girl still in the lead from Tartan Pimpernel in 2nd place. Vestal Virgin now losing her place, goes back to be 3rd because Dancing Maid is now passing her. And then just in a group behind it includes Springing Deep Sea, Princess Everly, Fair Salinia, and Serafina towards the middle of the group, and also right there in the middle of the group is Marish Keener. They're running down the hill, and it's Green Girl still in the lead from Dancing Maid. And then also gone up to join them Tartan Pimpernel once again. Safala right there too with a chance. Just in behind them Princess Everly, then comes Springing Deep Sea, but they now head towards Tattenham Corner, and it's Green Girl right against the rails, Tartan Pimpernel, the white face on the outside of Dancing Maid, just in behind them towards the rails, Miss No Name, then towards the outside Safala, between those two is Princess Everly, then comes Fair Salinia, but it's Green Girl now being tackled and passed very smoothly by Freddie Head on Dancing Maid, and also coming there with a chance is Safala. So they have about just under 3 furlongs to go, and it's Dancing Maid now burst through to take up the running. And so with 2 furlongs to go, it's Dancing Maid and Freddie Head in the lead, and she's been chased then by
Safala on the outside, Persilini towards the centre, and running now towards the final furlong. Persilini is the nearest one to Dancing Maid. Coming with a run on the outside is Serafina, but it's still Dancing Maid in the lead from Persilini and Serafina. That's a leading three. Suni is also finishing fast. They've got about 100 yards still to go, and it's Dancing Maid being pressed all the way by Persilini as they come up towards the line. A very, very near thing, but I don't know.
Rono doing everything he can to shake the tail off, but the shadow is still there. Stalking the Kenyan all the way. Now what has Obed got left? Has Rono drawn the finish? No, he hasn't. And here comes Obed on the near side, and he's making it look ridiculous. The world record holder destroyed there by Obed. The wave to his parents in the crowd. He wins it. Rono second, Malinowski third, Polyunis is fourth, 5 is Rose. And in 6th place, Mike McLeod, and Brendan Foster's world record has gone to Steve Owen, 8 minutes, 13.5.
See Pigeon just walking around there. What a big, strong, fine horse this is. And in his early days was a little bit perhaps temperamental, but as you see there, perhaps with the jumping, has really settled down. A lovely, intelligent head. And just look at that heart room there, the length of the girth, and how he walks into the stalls. Prousto 14 to 1 from 12 to 1. They just pop the blinds on now, because sometimes it's better not to have a fight with these horses to get them in, because the quieter they go in, the better frame of mind that they come out with. And I can see Mark Birch settling this horse down early on in the race and producing him with that late run up the straight. Let's have another look at the market.
And Sea Pigeon 15 to 8 on, Million 2 to 1, Prousto 14s, Kathmandu 20 to 1, Apple Princess 50 to 1, and Scutari has gone out to 66 to 1.
I think possibly we might see Scutari or Kathmandu cutting out the early work. And it's rather good for Mark Birch to be in the 1 position, because as they cut across, he'll be able to drop him in easier. Sea Pigeon 7 to 4 favourite. And just as they put Kathmandu in, let's take this opportunity to join Peter O'Sullivan.
Thank you, Jimmy. That's it, the 6 runners in for the Lymm Stakes. White flag up, they're under starters' orders, and they're away. Kathmandu, Apple Princess and Scutari going on from Million, Prousto and Sea Pigeon, as Jimmy anticipated, dropped in behind the remainder, as Scutari takes them along from Kathmandu and Apple Princess, then Million, Prousto and Sea Pigeon. And the sheepskin noseband, Scutari from Apple Princess, the mare, then Kathmandu and Million, behind Million, Prousto, 6 times winner on the level in France, and then Sea Pigeon. As they come up towards the winning post on the first circuit in this 2 mile and 28 yards Lymm Stakes, it's Scutari from Apple Princess, Million, Kathmandu, then Prousto and Sea Pigeon. Going quite a fair pace. Scutari from Apple Princess, they're asking for odds of 13 to 8 now. Then on the inside, Kathmandu on his outer, the blinkered Million, the 202,000 guinea yearling as he was, then Prousto, and finally Sea Pigeon. Right over the far side now, Apple Princess and Scutari disputing it, from Kathmandu and Million, Prousto and Sea Pigeon. And still a good pace on this considerably watered turf at Haydock, where the going is officially good. Apple Princess on the outside of Scutari, just shading him, then Kathmandu, Million, Prousto and Sea Pigeon. And a mile to run. Apple Princess, Scutari, Kathmandu close, then Million, Prousto and Sea Pigeon. We see them coming towards us. Apple Princess on the right of the picture
from Kathmandu. That's Million wide. Willie Carson looking over his left shoulder. And we see them rounding the top turn. Million going up now and makes a quick forward move. Willie Carson, Million going up on the outside of Apple Princess. Little between the two now, then Kathmandu. Prousto and Sea Pigeon getting closer though. And as they swing into the straight, it'll be interesting to see whether any of them come across towards the stand side. And yes, Apple Princess coming over. And Willie Carson staying in the centre, Sea Pigeon coming over, Prousto coming over, Kathmandu over on the far side. And as they run down now towards the 3 furlong mark, Sea Pigeon coming there very strongly towards the left of the picture, Apple Princess in the centre. Right over on the far side is Million, who lost ground temporarily there. And it's Sea Pigeon on the near side, Prousto coming there quite strongly with him, Million making ground again over on the far side, Apple Princess and Kathmandu in the centre. They're coming down past the 2 furlong mark now. Sea Pigeon on the near side from Prousto. Million right over on the far side. Difficult to tell between Sea Pigeon and Million now over on the far side. There could be a little between them now. Sea Pigeon on the near side and Million on the far side, and then Kathmandu as they race into the closing stages. And it's Sea Pigeon on the near side and Million on the far side as they race up towards the line. Sea Pigeon on the near side and Million on the far side. There's very little between them. It's Million on the far side, Sea Pigeon on the near side as they come up to the line. Million just from Sea Pigeon, Million on the far side from Sea Pigeon on the near side. Then Kathmandu, and behind them Prousto and Apple Princess. So Willie Carson wins it, and the result: first, number 5, Million, owned by Lady Beaverbrook, trained by Major Dick Hearn and ridden by Willie Carson. Second, number 4, Sea Pigeon, owned by Mr. Pat Muldoon, trained by Peter Easterby, ridden by Mark Birch. And third, number 6, Kathmandu, owned by Mr. J.R. Craig, trained by Ted Carter and ridden by Chris Dwyer. Fourth was number 3, Prousto. Well, this is going to leave the jockey.
There you go, Guff. Well, that's me fixed up for tonight. What about you? Well, I've got my school teacher.
No music in this bar. No dancing, please.
She come in here?
Yeah, she is. I think I might blow her up and get hold of the barmaid. You seen the books on it? Hey, George, come on. Yeah, come on. Look who's here.
Collapses and dies. Unaware of the drama behind them, Royal Hive and Hawkbury chase Shangamutsu towards the finish. But Shangamutsu and jockey Greville Starkey have the Gold Cup already won. Newmarket trained Shangamutsu takes the place of honour.
But continues in the lead as Gunnaby now comes up to dispute second with a long-time second, Jellaby. Then comes Stradovinsky starting a really strong-looking forward move. Now Marino trying to get on terms too. Moonsami looks beaten. Super Concord, the Frenchman, can find nothing at all at the moment. He's last of all, and it's Radetzky hanging on, but Gunnaby coming at him now, Stradovinsky, but watch Balmerino on the extreme outside, just out of your picture now, as Gunnaby comes to tackle Radetzky over on the far side. Stradovinsky and Balmerino, these are the first three now. Into the final half furlong, and it's Gunnaby the favourite, who struck the front now from Balmerino, Radetzky and Stradovinsky. Super Concord's running on well, but Gunnaby's going to get it, coming to the line. Gunnaby is the winner. Balmerino just second, Radetzky is third, then Stradovinsky four, and Moodsami five. Then came Super Concord.
Improving so, Silver Lad. Just in behind them come Balmerino unleashing a run. Akamas has got a tremendous amount to do in the centre. They're coming to the 2 furlong mark now, and Ile de Bourbon has struck the front. It's Ile de Bourbon now from Hawaiian Sound. Then Akamas unleashing a run towards the stand side. It's Ile de Bourbon under pressure. Then comes Hawaiian Sound, Akamas and Balmerino. They're racing into the final furlong now, and it's Ile de Bourbon with Akamas unleashing a tremendous run towards the stand side. Ile de Bourbon from Akamas, John Reed from Yves Saint Martin. Yves Saint Martin coming with a great challenge. It's too late. Ile de Bourbon wins it at the line. Ile de Bourbon wins it. Akamas and Hawaiian Sound in a photo for second and third. Moncton 2 4.
Mrs. Charles Engelhard.
Ironical twist of fate, isn't it, eh? Because it was you who first brung me up here, wasn't it, eh? You and old Mr. Barrackoff all them years ago. Going down for some other poor old nerd, then, are you now?
No. Personal reasons.
Oh, yeah. Must be going to the smoke, though, are you?
Oh, yeah.
Why?
None of your business.
Oh, it's that personal, is it, eh? What's her name?
None of your lip, Fletcher.
Oi, 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 you can't talk to me like that, you know, now. Oh, no, you mustn't point your little miniature at me now. I'm a free man now, you and me equal, right?
Never. Never, Fletcher, not in a million years.
Oh, funeral, is it?
What?
Going for a funeral down to the Great Metropolitan side?
Fletcher, I've no wish to discuss my private affairs with the likes of you.
Well, now, let's see. If it's not a woman, and come to think of it, it couldn't be, not in that hat. You're not going down for a course, are you? Because you went to Godalming last year for one, didn't you? You're not going on leave because you had 2 weeks at Easter, didn't you? Remember? Went to Aberdeen, it peed down. Do you remember that? And you're not going up for a promotional board because they passed you over last November, didn't they?
How do you know all this, Fletcher?
Nothing is hidden in the nick, Mr. Mackay. Of course, your birthday's coming up soon, isn't it, eh? April the 23rd, Taurus. The bull, very appropriate.
Now, what has my birthday got to do with anything, eh?
Nothing. Unless you're coming up to compulsory retirement age. Oh, yeah, that's it, is it, eh? 55, yes. Thanks very much, goodbye time, isn't it? What are they going to give you, a golden truncheon?
A digital clock.
Oh, dear. Yeah. Yes, sir? 2 whiskies, doubles.
Yes, sir.
Of course, you're going for a job, ain't you? That's your interview suit, isn't it?
None of your business.
You and me both. That's ironical and all, isn't it, eh? We both led very different lives over the past 25 years, haven't we? And now here we are in the same boat, jobless.
I beg your pardon. Fletcher, at least do me the courtesy of not putting me on the same footing as you.
Oh, that's right now, isn't it, mate, eh? We're both shuffling along in the same dole queue.
Not me.
Oh, really? Have you got the qualifications to leapfrog this country's $1.25 million unemployed in a
Fletcher, there must still be room in this country for an honest, diligent, industrious man willing to do a hard day's work for a fair day's pay.
Oh, well, I'm not sure about that. Industrious, diligent, honest. That'd make you a unique case, wouldn't it? They wouldn't know what to do with you, would they?
Trying hard to get on terms with Hawaiian Sound, who still leads, and so Hawaiian Sound is still the leader from Jellyby and Gunnaby, and these three are then clear of Pajama Hunt, who's racing wide in 4th place, on towards the final furlong, and it's Hawaiian Sound and Lester Figure still holding the upper hand over Gunnaby and Jellyby. They've got about 100 yards still to go, and it's Hawaiian Sound striding out well and holding the advantage over Gunnaby as they come up towards the line. Hawaiian Sound wins it from Gunnaby.
Jazzero coming there now towards the stand side, Lester Piggott, and it's Formidable and Radetzky together from Jazzero coming there on the stand side now as they hit the furlong pole, and it's Radetzky on the far side, Formidable in the centre, Jazzero coming there cruising on the near side, and it's Jazzero and Lester Piggott who take it up now and cruising too as they race into the closing stages of the Sussex Stakes. Is going to win it very cheekily. Jazzero going on from Radetzky and Ovac, and as they come to the line, Jazzero wins it from Radetzky second. English Harbour from Sexton Blake just taking it up from English Harbour, and then comes Lester Piggott on Inkerman with Roscoe Blake right there too. They're coming into the closing stages now. English Harbour and Roscoe Blake and Sexton Blake under pressure. Roscoe Blake, and coming there on the stand side still is Inkerman. They're racing into the final 150 yards now, and it's Sexton Blake and English Harbour on the far side, and Roscoe Blake coming there strongly too, and it's going to be very close as they come to the line. English Harbour on the far side and Sexton Blake. There's a photo finish between the
Privy Consort improving, then comes Halodri, and Sea Pigeon beginning to improve quickly on the outside. They're going to 2 furlongs of race, and it's Tug of War in the lead. Tug of War from on the far side, All at Sea. Then comes Halodri staying on well. They've got about a furlong left to race, and it's Tug of War in the lead from All at Sea, with Privy Consort, Halodri, and Sea Pigeon finishing fast, but as they race inside the final furlong, and it's Tug of War just holding up and finishing very fast. Privy Consort, All at Sea, and Sea Pigeon, but as they race up towards the line, it's going to be Tug of War who just...
Bratsby in the lead, being followed now by Lamont. Julian Mariner also coming there. So too is M. Lawson on the far side. And the Ilda Bourbon, I think, is beaten because they have 2 furlongs to go. And it's a Bratsby in the lead from Julian Mariner. Then comes M. Lawson. Lamont is in 4th place. Then comes Galliani, who's come from behind. Ilda Bourbon is in trouble and under pressure. They come now towards the final furlong. And it's Edward Hyde who now kicks for home on Julian Mariner. And so Julian Mariner now in the lead from a Bratsby. M. Lawson, that's to 1, 2, 3 with 100 yards to go. Julian Mariner holding the lead from a Bratsby. M. Lawson, Lamont in 4th place. They come towards the line. Julian Mariner wins the measure. But looking out of it at this stage at some of the back markers, and they include La Dorga. They pass the bushes on towards the final 2 furlongs. Swiss Maid and Leicester Figure now takes it up. From Lucent now losing a place on the near side. Sisters now coming to challenge. So too is Be Sweet. Upper Deck also making ground on the far side. They have just over a furlong to go. And it's Swiss Maid now been tackled by Pat Henry on Be Sweet on the far side. Buttoned Up and Upper Deck also coming there. Sisters is beaten. They got about 100 yards still to go. And it's Swiss Maid under the strongest pressure, being driven out by Leicester Figure. She's holding the advantage against Be Sweet as they come up towards the line. Swiss Maid is the winner from Be Sweet, Upper Deck, and then comes Button Up. A gap then to Sisters, followed in by Double Lock. After Double Lock is Lucent, and the last 2 over the line are Lady Pavlova, and then finally the other French challenger, Lady Dorga, La Dorga. And so the waiting for the numbers to go up into the frame, but it looks as though Swiss Maid is held on to win this, number 11, the Sun Chariot Stakes.
He has won from the front, but he's come behind the Ebor and things. And the interesting thing is that I think that Jimmy might well try and take a pull-on move off at some stage, because if only he could see behind. Sea Pigeon's been pulling pretty hard. Look at that, he's taking a pretty good tug at Mark Birch. And if Jimmy Bleasdale can manoeuvre Sea Pigeon in front of him, that would be a tremendous help. But Sea Pigeon actually settled a bit better now, but it's going to be very, very interesting as what's going to happen in the 2 furlongs from home. I think Jimmy will kick on, but he's going to try and... There you are, he's moved across wide. A, to get some ground, B, to try and get Sea Pigeon to make a move. But Mark Birch, who's very cool in these circumstances, he's always going very well on Sea Pigeon wherever he runs. He mustn't go too soon. Jimmy's having to work now. There you are, once again, Sea Pigeon absolutely hacking over move off, as he always hacks over his opponents. But will he actually go through and go clear? Well, the last 2 furlongs, we join Roy.
Yes, just over 2 furlongs to go. The order's still the same. Move off in the lead, but Sea Pigeon getting noticeably closer now. 1/4 of a mile to run. Move off on the rails, being almost joined now by Sea Pigeon, and Mark Birch beginning to just ask the question now as they come below the distance. The 2 horses now stride for stride, and in fact the favourite now goes on into the lead. So it's Sea Pigeon taking up the running with 1/2 a furlong to go and racing up towards the line. It's going to be a win for the favourite, Sea Pigeon, coming to the line. Sea Pigeon wins the Sam Hall Memorial from sole opponent Move On. So the 6-4 on or thereabouts favourite, Sea Pigeon, has obliged at the expense of his only opponent, the 5-4 against Move On. Sea Pigeon giving away, of course, 3 years in age and 7 pounds in weight. He's now won 5 of his 9 races on the flat this term.
You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off you. You're the eye on the line. You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off you. On the way that I see, there's nothing else to do.
Here I go. There's no sense in getting too relaxed, buddy.
Please let me know that it's real. You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off you.
And it's Bagley Crate on the far side now in the lead as they come now to the final furlong. And it's a group on the far side that leads. And it's Bagley Crate and Greville Stark is looking round for danger. It's Bagley Crate in the lead from Lord Rochford, Springy, and then making up a little bit of ground as I don't mind as they come out towards the line. Bagley Crate is going to win it in good style from Lord Rochford. Then comes over in Springley over in third place in front of I Don't Mind Persepolis, followed then by Young Bob on the far side, New Lane, West Down on the near side, Absalom, Beethoven.
Thoughts will go with Sea Pigeon, but I think Badger Book may come and take it. Here they go.
And in fact, Lock Rounds are one of the first to break out, as we expect, and also Night Watch. So they're the two early leaders. Lock Rounds, who always likes to bowl along in front, being followed by Night Watch, Mixed Melody on the outside of Le Soleil. Then comes Cooling, and the last three in the early stage are Boucher Butch on the outside, Stefanry, and then just to the back marker is Sea Pigeon. So they swing left-handed. Lock Rounds are now being headed by Night Watch. Then comes Mixed Melody in third, ahead of Le Soleil. Then comes Cooling, Stefanry on the outside, the last two Voucher Book and Sea Pigeon. They have about 1.3 miles still to go. Night Watch in the lead from Lochranza. Racing in third is Le Soleil, who's followed by Mixed Melody. Then comes Cooling, Stefanry, Voucher Book and Sea Pigeon. 1.25 miles to go as they straighten up down that far side. Night Watch in the lead with Dennis Mackay just in front of Lindsay Sharnock on Lochranza. These two are then followed by Le Soleil, a gap then to Mixed Melody. After Mixed Melody is Stefanry, who's just in front of Cooling, Sea Pigeon, and Voucher Book and Kevin Darley now the back marker. And they're going a good pace as they approach the mile from home marker. Night Watch in the lead from Lochranza and Le Soleil. Then heading the next bunch of Mixed Melody, who's just been passed by Sea Pigeon. Stefanry comes next, Cooling, and now some 10-15 lengths behind the leader. And last is Voucher Book. 7 furlongs still to go. Night Watch in the lead from Lochranza and Le Soleil. Sea Pigeon now in fourth. Then just after leading four is Stefanry 5, Mixed Melody 6, Cooling 7. Then comes Voucher Book. They're going into the turn, just under 3/4 miles still to go. And it's Night Watch still the leader from Lochranza and Le Soleil. Sea Pigeon is in fourth place in front of Stefanry. Then comes Cooling, Mixed Melody, and finally Voucher Book. They make the bottom turn at Night Watch still the leader. Then comes Lochranza in second, just in front of Le Soleil. Sea Pigeon racing in fourth place, going well within himself. Then comes Stefanry 5, and the last three are Cooling, Mixed Melody, and Voucher Book. And so they've got about 1/2 mile to go as they make their way back to the straight. Night Watch still the leader from Lochranza on the outer, Le Soleil and Sea Pigeon. The leading four of them followed by Stefanri, then comes Cooling, Voucher Book now beginning to make ground, and Mixed Melody now the back marker. So 3.5 furlongs out, and it's Night Watch in the lead. Lockranza towards the outer, Le Soleil near the fence, then comes Sea Pigeon. Stefanri on their heels in 5th place. There's 2.5 furlongs still to go, and it's Night Watch still the fractional leader from Lockranza. Le Soleil now cruising through on the rails to join the two leaders, and so too is Sea Pigeon trying to come through the two leads. They come now to 2 furlong from home marker, and it's Le Soleil now in the lead but under pressure. Sea Pigeon going well in the centre, now just about in the lead. In fact, he is now the leader. They're running now towards the final furlong. It's Sea Pigeon under top weight in the lead, and he's absolutely coasting in. Lockranza is in second, Le Soleil is in third. They've got 150 yards still to go, and what a horse this is. Sea Pigeon just absolutely shrugging off this top weight at 10 stone 2. As they come up towards the line, he quickens, and Sea Pigeon wins the Boxside Cup well from Lockranza. Le Soleil, then comes Cooling, Voucher Book, Night Watch, followed in by Stefanri, and finally the last one over the line is Mixed Melody. And so Sea Pigeon, this horse, keeps on doing it. He was a beaten favourite of the Doncaster Cup, won by Butskin last week, finishing 4th. Everybody thought that that race might have just taken the edge off him, but not a bit. He's won again for Mr. Pat Muldoon, trained by Peter Eastby and ridden by Mark Birch. So Sea Pigeon, the winner of the Boxside Cup. And there is a photo for 2nd place. And so Sea Pigeon, this horse who keeps on pulling out that little bit extra. Earlier this season he won the Ladbroke Chester Cup, and he also won the Vaux Gold Tankard and the Moe Shannon at Epsom. A very easy win, giving Pat Muldoon compensation for the defeat of Chokwara by Centurion yesterday. Let's highlight it once again as a rejoin Brough.
And what a remarkable horse this is. Le Soleil on the right, Night Watch was the noseband, then Sea Pigeon, and then Lockranza. And to our already disbelief, because many people thought that this horse might be coming to the end of his run on the flat this year. Hard race in the Doncaster Cup and got defeated. Many people were saying, why is he running again so soon? Well, here's the answer, simply because he is a really exceptional horse. He is literally cantering past these others. Lockranza trying gallantly to get near him, but he really is cruising. Look at him with his ears pricked. There's a real tremendous roar from the crowd. He's only once been beaten here when he was trying to give £27 to Le Mans, who after all was second in the St. Leger. Mark Birch just drives at him a bit to stop him pricking his ears. He's picking his ears at the crowd there, Sea Pigeon. And really, it's quite remarkable performance, this. He hasn't just beaten this beautiful field, he's absolutely thrashed them. And I must say, it's one of the most impressive things I've seen for a long time.
He certainly is a remarkable horse, this Sea Pigeon. He has a close affinity with Mark Birch, of course, who looks after him, the 5-2 favourite Sea Pigeon for the Boxside Cup. And just to endorse Brough's remark, he has absolutely slaughtered the opposition here this afternoon. And so his successes on the flat now go to 8. And of course, as everybody knows by now, apart from his ability on the flat, he's also a top-class hurdler as well. A warm ovation for Sea Pigeon, now an 8-year-old, and there to receive him is his owner, Mr. Pat Muldoon. Either delighted, he's done it once again, and on the near side, give him a pat on the neck, is Peter Easterby, who's placed him so well this year. And the
Mead's travelling right on his own over on the far side, and Swing Alone's trying to get on terms now with Doormat on the far side, Palm Vinier in the centre, St. Terramar coming there well too, Song of Songs in the centre, and Achanora, and Epsom making good progress. They come down towards the furlong pole. It's Office Mead over on the far side in the lead from St. Terramar and Swing Alone. On the near side, it's Achanora being chased now by Loudon. As they come into the final 150 yards, it's Achanora from Loudon. Loudon beginning to get up, but Office Mead over on the far side. As they come up towards the line, it's Office Mead and Loudon as they come to the line. Office Mead just wins it from Loudon second and photo for third.
Record third time. And Hunderleela strikes the front from Grand Nice with on the outside Sea Pigeon apparently cruising at this stage. They've got about 2 furlongs to go. And it's Hunderleela, Sea Pigeon and Grand Nice, loaded to choose between the 3. A furlong and a half from home. Sea Pigeon on the outside. Grand Nice and Hunderleila, both these two under pressure, racing to the point of furlong from home, and Sea Pigeon pickens a pace, but Hunderleila sticking with him. Inside the final furlong, it's Sea Pigeon going on from Hunderleila. We've got half a furlong left to race, and it's Sea Pigeon from Hunderleila, who's fighting back, but as they go towards the line, it's going to be Sea Pigeon by half a length, and at the line, Sea Pigeon.
Chris and Joe Mercer now from Blue Patrol, Hard Green and Greville Starkey. Hard Green with the white face, putting in a very good run towards the near side, and it's Chris now from Hard Green, and Hard Green going the better as they race through the furlong pole. Hard Green on the near side and Chris on the far side. It's between these two. Chris pulling out some more over on the far side. Hard Green on the near side. Little between them now. Chris just pulling out a little as they come up towards the line. Hard Green fighting back, but Chris has got it as they come to the line. Chris wins it from Hard Green second and very close for third. Ian Watkinson on Sea Pigeon, and then comes Prusto and Seamus O'Neill, and a long way back Salado. This is the third last. Hellowen with Sea Pigeon getting a lot closer to him. Prusto third. Hellowen with 3 furlongs left to run and 2 flights to jump, being pursued by Sea Pigeon, who's going very easily within himself. Hellowen jumps in the lead, about 3 lengths clear of Sea Pigeon, who knocked the top out of that one, but didn't stop this strong, powerful horse who's coming down now with 2 furlongs to run to challenge Hellowen as they come to the last flight, and pulling all over him at the moment too. Hellowen on the far side, Sea Pigeon on the near side. This is the last. Sea Pigeon lands in the lead from Hellowen. Prusto third, racing into the final furlong, and Sea Pigeon going away from Hellowen. Prusto third. That's how they're going to finish as they race up towards the line, getting applause from the crowd for his nice smooth success. Sea Pigeon the winner, Hellowen is second, Prusto third. Just jumping the last now is Salado, just jumping it now. And so the result of the William Hill Hurdle, first number 1, Sea Pigeon, owned by Mr. Pat Muldoon, trained by Peter Easterby, and ridden by... That's it, they're all in for the St. Simon Stakes, under starters' orders, and they're away. Sans Fils is the first to show. Sans Fils going on from Bratseby and Remezzo and Nicholas Bill. Behind them, Vital Season and Sea Pigeon last, and Sandy Creek, the Irish 2-year-old, the Irish challenger for the William Hill Futurity, the winner at Doncaster of the big race. Sans Fils, the leader here in the St. Simon Stakes, from Bratseby second, then Remezzo and Nicholas Bill, and then Vital Season and Sea Pigeon. Sans Fils, the confirmed front runner, blazing the trail in the St. Simon Stakes by 2 lengths from Bratseby, a gap of 3 then to Remezzo and Nicholas Bill, and then Vital Season and Sea Pigeon, as they already begin to swing left-handed and going a real good clip in this 1.5-mile Group 3 race. Sans Fils in the lead from Bratseby, then Remezzo, Nicholas Bill, Vital Season and Sea Pigeon as they swing left-handed. Sans Fils from Bratseby, Remezzo, Nicholas Bill and Vital Season and Sea Pigeon still the back marker of the 6. Sans Fils by 2 lengths still from Bratseby, Remezzo, Vital Season, Sea Pigeon going up a little bit on the outside, just relegated Nicholas Bill to last as they make towards the home turn. Got 5 furlongs to run now in the St. Simon Stakes, and Sans Fils still really stretching him. Bratseby in second, then quite a gap to Vital Season, Sea Pigeon and Remezzo, and then Nicholas Bill turning for home now, and just over 4 furlongs to run. Sans Fils from Bratseby, Sea Pigeon towards the outside, Vital Season right upsides him, and Nicholas Bill the back marker as they come down towards the half-mile pole, and it's Bratseby coming to tackle Sans Fils. Sea Pigeon improving strongly towards the stand side. Vital Season's next, then Remezzo, and then Nicholas Bill coming down to the 3 marker now, and it's the 3-year-old Bratseby going on from the veteran Sea Pigeon. Then comes Nicholas Bill improving into third, Sans Fils losing his place, then Vital Season, Remezzo last, coming down to the 2 furlong pole, and it's Bratseby being pressed now by Sea Pigeon. Bratseby and Sea Pigeon, Brian Taylor and Mark Birch. Then comes Nicholas Bill as they race to the furlong pole, and it's Bratseby, the younger horse, holding his senior rival at the moment. Bratseby from Sea Pigeon, and then Nicholas Bill. They race into the final 150 yards, and it's Bratseby from Sea Pigeon and Nicholas Bill. That's how they're going to finish as they race up towards the line. Bratseby stretching away now from Sea Pigeon and Nicholas Bill, and Bratseby wins the St. Simon Stakes. Second is Sea Pigeon, and third Nicholas Bill, 4 Remezzo and 5 Vital Season, 6 and last Sans Fils. And so the result: first, number 10, Bratseby, owned by Mr. Harry Demetriou, trained by Ryan Price and ridden by Brian Taylor. Second was number 3, Sea Pigeon, owned by Mr. Pat Muldoon, trained by Peter Easterby and ridden by Mark Birch. And third, number 9, Nicholas Bill, owned by Mr. William Barnett, trained by Henry Candy and ridden by Philip Waldron.
You must have been a beautiful baby. You must have been a wonderful child when you were only starting to go to kindergarten. I'll bet you drove the little boys wild. When it came to winning blue ribbons, bet you showed the other kids how. I can see the judge's eyes as he handed you the prize. I bet you made the cutest bow. Ah, you must have been a beautiful baby, baby.
But Lex, you can't do this to me. Why? Lex, why?
Because I love you, Miss Teschmacher.
Miss Teschmacher.
By the way, Miss Teschmacher, your mother sends her love. Good evening, Warden. I think these two men should be safe here with you now till they can get a fair trial.
Who is it, Superman?
Lex Luthor, the greatest criminal mind of our time.
Of our time?
I hereby serve notice.
He's serving notice to you.
That these walls
here.
Will you shut up, please, you?
All right, take them away, boys.
Oh, you.
Sylvie. Our brother to Texiarchus. Long horse for these stalls. He's just in. That's it. An appeal. Arjun rearing stall. That's Arjun. Underway. And Thomas breaks from the right-hand side, breaks fast. Haylane in the centre. Right over on the far side, Bananas Foster. And showing very good speed, Ashwatthama. It's Ashwatthama now in the lead from Tromos as they run towards the 4-furlong pole. Ashwatthama, Tromos, Haylane, then Bananas Foster just in behind the leaders, Marble Bay and Arjun, and Milford is in fact last of these 7, the newcomer. It's Ashwatthama, winner in America, in the lead from Tromos, going very well on the right of the picture, the sheepskin noseband, being followed by Marble Bay. Haylane over on the far side being chased by Bananas Foster, and Milford is still the back marker, and they're coming down towards the 2-furlong pole now, and it's Kipper Lynch in the lead on Tromos, being pressed by Haylane on the far side. Ashwatthama weakening, Bananas Foster coming there. Milford will never make it from there. Marble Bay making very good progress on the stand side though as they come down towards the furlong pole, and it's Tromos well clear from Haylane. Milford now making very good ground over on the far side, but surely no chance of pegging back Tromos, who's striding away in tremendous style to win this really impressively. Tromos striding away from Milford in second place, and as they come to the line on his own, Tromos wins the Clarence House very comfortably. Milford is second, a good promising first run. Third, Bananas Foster, 4, Haylane, 5 up. Nearly all in. Serge Liefard to go. And Moulin and Troy. And Imperial Fling, this is Imperial Fling. Leicester. Serge Liefard, by the same sire, of course, as the favourite, Liefard, Liefard's Wish. Even money, Liefard's Wish. At the latest show, and that's it, they're all in. They're under starters' orders and away. And Liefard's Wish is in fact the first to show, but Imperial Fling is going up to join him, and it's Imperial Fling, Liefard's Wish, then Homing, then Serge Liefard, then Moulin, then comes Elamana Mou and Loxley. They're quite closely grouped, and it's Imperial Fling now from Liefard's Wish. Then comes Loxley on the inside, and Serge Liefard and Homing and Moulin. Elamana Mou been relegated to last place by Messenger of Peace. Imperial Fling, Leicester on the inside of Joe Mercer on Liefard's Wish. They pass the 5-furlong mark. Then on the far side, Troy with Serge Liefard, Loxley on the inner, then Moulin, then Messenger of Peace, and finally Elamana Mou as they race to the 4-furlong pole, and it's Liefard's Wish and Imperial Fling from Serge Liefard, Troy, Moulin, Loxley, Messenger of Peace, and then Elamana Moo as they round the home turn in the Royal Lodge Stakes. It's Leafard's Wish, Imperial Fling and the Sheepskin Noseband, then Serge Leafard, 3rd and 4 Troy, and 5 Moulin, 6 Messenger of Peace, 7 Loxley and 8 Elamana Moo. They race up towards the 2 furlong mark, and it's Leafard's Wish and Joe Mercer in the lead from Imperial Fling on the far side. Serge Leafard is 3rd. Here comes Troy with a run on the stand side, and then Elamana Moo unleashing a run 2 towards the stand side, and it's Leafard's Wish being pressed by Troy, Serge Leafard and Elamana Moo as they race to the furlong pole. Leafard's Wish from Troy. Leafard's Wish and Troy almost together now. Elamana Moo on the stand side. Troy and Leafard's Wish as they come up towards the line. Leafard's Wish on the far side. Troy in the centre, and Elamana Moo coming down the stand side to take it up now. And as they come to the line, it's Elamana Moo. Elamana Moo in a photo from Leafard's Wish and Troy. Elamana Moo on the near side.
Miami Springs for Ireland in second. More Light lying up much more than he did at Doncaster. That's gone up into second now. Then comes Warmington on the outside. Bowden's Ride last but one. And R.B. Chesney, unbeaten so far, last of all. They're going a terrific clip here. They've covered 2 furlongs already of the 7. And it's Tromos in the lead from Miami Springs and More Light. Then on the far side is Warmington, and the last 2, Bowden's Ride and R.B. Chesney. With just about half a mile to go of the Dewhurst. Tromos and Kipper Lynch still making it from More Light, Miami Springs, Warmington, R.B. Chesney improving now at Bowden's Ride. Back to the stands, and John Penny.
And so they're coming now towards the final 3 furlongs. It's Tromos still in the lead from More Light. Miami Springs on the outside. R.B. Chesney trying hard to get on terms with the leader, so too is Bowden's Ride. They pass the bushes on towards the final quarter mile, and it's Tromos still in the lead from Miami Springs and Lester Biggett. And More Light doesn't seem to be finding much more, but they have a furlong and a half to go as they run down into the dip. It's still Kipper Lynch and Tromos in the lead from Miami Spring and More Light. R.B. Chesney, I don't think, is going to get there, and so they hit the final furlong, and it's Tromos all the way, and he's holding the 5 opponents. They come now to the last 100 yards, and Kipper Lynch is really kicking for home on Tromos. They're not going to catch him as they come towards the line. Tromos wins it from, in second place, More Light. Warmington runs on to be...
Given 3rd, and Rushmere relegated to 4th. Over the 7, 3 Musketeers, Kaibo, Given, Rushmere. 3 flights left to jump. 3 Musketeers from Kaibo. Given going well in behind Kaibo. Then Rushmere. Kaibo slips up on the inside there. Doesn't jump it all that well. Matching strides now there with 3 Musketeers. Given just in behind. Racing towards the home turn, and Kaibo going on now as they turn for home, with Given getting very much closer, slipping through on the inside of 3 Musketeers there, and they level up now for the second last flight, with Kaibo being chased by Given, then 3 Musketeers, and a long way back is Rushmere as they come to the second last now. Kaibo clear of Given and 3 Musketeers. Kaibo over, Given over second, 3 Musketeers, and Kaibo now being chased still by Given, but holding him clearly as he comes to the last, and looking as though he just has to jump it. Kaibo jumps it clear from Given, and they race into the final 100 yards, and it's Kaibo quickening away from Given, and then 3 Musketeers and Rushmere, and as they come to the line, Kaibo wins the Kirk and Kirk hurdle from Given in second. 3 Musketeers.
Ninth, that's the leader. And he rather ploughed at that one, and he very, very nearly paid the penalty, but he got away with it. So he has 1 fence to go, and if he does that sort of thing again, it's going to spell disaster. But Ian Watkinson's sure to collect him and really put him right at this one, as he did at that one, but Night Nurse tried to fiddle it. And, well, not a superb jump, but he's over really safely, and he's now can just idle in because he got about 30 lengths over Lord Greystoke. And so Night Nurse now coming up towards the line, being eased by Ian Watkinson. He can take all the time in the world to record his 3rd success over fences. In fact, he's been pulled up on the line. Bird's Nest now setting like for home. And Royal Mail now beginning to lose touch, but here comes Sea Pigeon. He's chopping down the leeway, but Bird's Nest full of running as they run now towards the final quarter mile, being pursued by Sea Pigeon. Sea Pigeon, who seems to be cruising up, but Bird's Nest still has the best yard, and they come now into the final one. But Sea Pigeon, they're right on terms. They come now towards the final flight, but Bird's Nest is over first. Sea Pigeon on the near side, and they've now gone clear the other 2. They've got about 100 yards still to go, and it's Bird's Nest on the far side. Sea Pigeon fighting hard,
And as Sea Pigeon now goes into the lead, and Sea Pigeon now takes it. And as they come towards the line, Sea Pigeon wins it from Bird's Nest. And those two finish a long way clear of Royal Mail, who's to come up to take third place in front.
Claire, I hope you enjoyed watching that. And Ian Watkinson, he was quite a jockey.
Yes, he was a good jockey, wasn't he?
If you change your mind,
take a chance,
I'm the first in line. Honey, I'm still free. Take a chance on me. If you need me, let me know. Gonna be around. If you got no place to go when you're feeling down. If you're all alone with the pretty birds have flown, honey, I'm still free. Take a chance on